Starting a live stream. But that works like I want it to.
See what other niggas making their thumbnail.
It's gross. There we go.
Oh yeah, they weak. They weak. But I really want to know how some people are using these letters.
What do you mean?
Know, how kind of everybody's using kind of like, notice how like a lot of people now are using kind of like the same lettering format, like a lot of One Piece / like, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I see it. I haven't figured out what font it is. What's going on, Infinite? We are
Or what
live,
app it is, yeah.
Infinite Dragon God. Like, you know what? Back when I was picking my name for like YouTube and back in my day, MySpace, I wish I could have been cooler and thought of something great. I just didn't.
Yeah, bro. Like some of these are just too good.
I'm just saying, like, you know what it is. Like, Infinite was here. Like, as soon as I pressed live, he was like, "Yo, we here." Check it out. Have you seen pre-show? By the way, everybody, we're just talking shit. Have you seen the?
First of all,
new...
I just found your channel.
The what?
I just found your channel.
Oh, I don't even remember what I named it, bro. Like,
it's J Carson.
Oh, I did. I gotta change that. Oh, what's going up, Erie? Oh, you're new? Oh, well, welcome to the channel, by the way. This is Soul Leveling, but right now we're just talking about random shit until we get the show started. Because the people in here. But have you seen the new was it Dragon Ball Super movie that's supposed to come out?
He's talking about the little CGI trailer?
Yeah, it's Dragon Ball Super superhero. Whatever,
yeah, I mean,
whatever that means.
If the whole thing is CGI, I'm not going to be a fan. I mean, I can't say that I'm not going to be a fan, but I'm not going to be a fan.
See, what's going on, commit? CGI will cost too much to do the whole movie CGI.
You know, you never know, bro. I was watching a Neverworld video the other day, and he had a point. That shit is going to end up start being a lot more mainstream. It'll start probably getting a lot better as well, but eventually, like the 3D-ish rendition
how's that mainstream though?
Be the norm. What'd you say?
How's that mainstream?
No, but it's going to be. I'm saying like it's going to it's gonna 2D as time continues to go on. 2D is gonna be a thing of the past.
You gotta be no, sir. I will not accept it.
Unfortunately, maybe long after we're really invested. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe we're 60. You know what I'm saying? But
oh my god.
Even at kids shows now are a lot of them are the 3D kind of
I mean
almost, you know what I'm saying, like the 3D kind of realm-ish, you know what I'm saying? Not even all, they're not CGI completely, but they're kind of
yo, what is
CGI.
That? I mean, you're right. I can't think of any of the kid shows that I could think
or just 2D straight up. Yeah, they're not even that Rugrats remake they did, it was a, bubbly.
Look at how they did Berserk. 3D. How did they do Berserk?
Yeah, the
animated version. I couldn't even watch it. I was done.
Yeah, now don't get me wrong. So there's a lot of anime wise. There's a lot of CGI ones that are trash. Even when they used the CGI when they did the some of the tanks in Avatar: The Last Airbender. I'm not a fan of that, but again, it's gonna get better ish maybe, but it's gonna be the norm. No, I'm not a fan of it, but
they did King and Ashura, King and Ashura. Like the manga, goated. It's great. The panels are amazing. Then they did the Netflix CGI. It was trash, bro. I couldn't. Anytime I do CGI anything, it's just bro, why are you doing this? Let's go ahead and draw it. I'm guessing CGI is a lot better, but it's not. I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm a 2D fan too.
I mean, I guess they can do that.
But I think the Dragon Ball Z movie hopefully will be 2D, but maybe even in the Super movie they toyed with the CGI aspect a little bit.
They did, and I don't
like that scene.
Was it jarring to you? It's hold on,
yeah. First
And
of
I
all, I
was
almost
like,
had a
what?
seizure, and then
Whoa,
second of all, it's like it was just a whole bunch of extra coloring and shit. Today was just like, okay, nigga,
no,
this is OD. You know what I'm
no.
saying?
I
Like this
looked at it,
is
I was
just
like, whoa,
wild.
what just happened? Like, oh, what are y'all doing right now?
Yeah, they just was like, okay, let's just throw some wild shit in here just for the hype of it.
I understand. What's going on, everybody? So I guess we'll go ahead and get started. What's going on, people? Hunters Association podcast back again. Now, this is not your normal, or maybe it is your normal Hunters podcast. Look, like soul leveling, 161 was something that I wasn't ready for myself. Like I looked at it, I was reading it, and I'm not a person that's usually at a loss for words, trying to figure out what's going on in the chapter, and trying to. I was like, hold on, this is an above average chapter. This is a 10 out of 10 chapter. I'm gonna go ahead and put out my rating, 10 out of 10 chapter.
Easy.
Easy. Like I was not ready for what was going on. I did not understand what was going on. Matter of fact, I didn't even guess what was going on. I didn't figure it out to the end of the chapter. But let's go ahead and get into it. I am JC, aka alwaysjcarson. Trent Money, Trent Monet with me also. How you doing, brother?
You already know what it is, man. Good. Great chapter, like you said. Great intro to it. It's 10 out of 10. Like there's been chapters where and it may be recency bias, but there's been chapters where we were like, yo, this is a 10 out of 10 chapter. But I don't
And
know if it was just go ahead.
comparatively, you're right. It like if you compare this chapter to the other ones, like once you get a whole bunch of chapters and you get like a fighting chapter, you're like, okay, that's 10 out of 10. You got to call it that because that's what you're seeing. Like you got to compare the chapters to what you got before, and now you compare it to what you got now. And a fighting chapter where he levels up, he has a semi decent fight. It's 10 out of 10. But then you get a chapter like this, and you're like, yo, like, when's the last time we've seen a chapter this good? Like season 1?
Bro, yeah.
So
The hype, and I don't know if it was if you felt the same way, but I felt like this chapter was long. Like,
oh, it was super long. I was like, how long am I reading this? Like, I like is this chapter ever gonna be? I was looking at the sidebar, like I'm only halfway through.
yeah, we got spoiled. I was like, yo, this could be 2 chapters. You know what I'm
It
saying?
really could have been.
Yeah. So I'm like, yo, we got a lot. It moved the needle pretty far. I felt like, but yeah, like I said, that's really what also gave it that 10 out of 10 aspect to me because we just got so much. And that just even though it was, I guess a lot of it really like you could say it wasn't because some of it was like, him going through the flashbacks or whatever. Not the flashbacks, but like we'll get into what it was. But still it was good to see. I'm my interpretation, I guess I'll just say my interpretation of what it was just like he did kind of like almost live through that like matrixy like
It was
re-grabbing his like shadows, and then he's like, okay, come on now, like I know you're toying with me,
right,
like
right,
I
right.
played into your shit long enough, you know what I'm saying?
What's going on, JD? Oh, hey, you can
JD
jump in.
hopping on your phone,
Hop
playboy.
in on the phone, bro. I about to sing "Kiss Me" to the phone, but I ain't finna, sing that song. It just happened to come up. Yo, what's going on, everybody? If you are here, what's up? What's up? So, here's my thing, right? I had the initial, like, I saw it on Discord. I was on Discord. People kind of were, hyping up the chapter a little bit. And I was like, okay, Daddy Wu comes in, saves the day.
Mhm.
And then Jenny Wu goes and heals somewhere. So, my initial thing was, that's what I was expecting. And when I saw, like, your HP is 0, you died, I was like, excuse me? Like, number one, I didn't expect my like the Frost Monarch to stab him through the heart, like literally. I thought like my expectation was the Beast Monarch. He already had his fingers through my dude, like he was literally had his fingers going to the other side. I thought he was going to just grab everything that he could and rip it out. That's my initial thought, right? Like just
Yeah, but
clear.
he did say, first thing he said was like basically it was like I can heal through this much almost. Like I don't know, like quote for quote unquote, but that's the interpretation I took. I was like, okay, so is he saying like this much is not this ain't too deep? But
Right.
then he got stabbed,
Yeah.
right? And then I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure he was like right before he got stabbed, right before he died, he was like a little bit more. Like, was he wanting to die? Was he not like as far as like knowing like that something was gonna activate? Or
I
or
felt
maybe am I tripping?
I don't know. I felt like he was saying like he leveled up once he killed the insect or the plague monarch, the woman who was there. He leveled up.
Hmm.
He was like just a little bit more, and I'll be able to defeat everybody else.
Okay.
That's what I felt like. But at the same time, I'm not sure what he was reaching for. Like, what was the level he was trying to get to when he was saying like a little bit more, just a little bit. But at that time, he was literally getting frozen from the inside. Like,
Right. So that's what I'm saying. What was he referencing to a little bit more? Because clearly he wasn't about to get a level through that until he like killed somebody or until he beat somebody.
I mean, you're right. But at the same time, how about hold on? How about the
Like,
the Frost Monarch, bro? Like, he got stabbed like one time. The first time he interacted with Jinwoo after he killed was it Gogun He, after he killed him, right? He he got stabbed by Jinwoo with the daggers. He kept that rage, that inner hatred. And he said, "Look, we're gonna come through with our armies. Not only we're gonna like, bathe the world in human blood. Like Korea, I'm gonna freeze them so they can neither live nor die for the rest of eternity. Like, what kind of hatred do you have to have for one person to make sure that like his family and friends will never live or die, just like live in agony for eternity?"
yeah, I didn't know if he was trying to use that to test him or what. But that's what my reaction. I was like, oh, he's definitely not letting this go. Um, and that begs the question. I wonder if they're frozen in real time, like if all of this is happening and like that he's like still mid like ice dagger in his chest. Like, you know what I'm
That's
saying?
what I'm thinking. So if you remember when when he froze the shadows, right? I mean, shadows aren't technically living, breathing entities, but at the same time, Baru broke out of it, and then what's going on, Gregory? So when Baru broke out of it, and then he yelled to his other shadow brethren to like, "Hey, what are you guys doing? Our master's in trouble. Get out here." And they broke out of the same thing. So it wasn't like they were being, you know, killed or anything. They was being suspended, like suspended animation. Like they were like, okay, they're still alive. They're just not moving. They're still conscious. And Baru called out to them, and then they all broke out of their ice prisons, I guess you can say. Or maybe I'm just. I mean that's where I interpreted it, I guess. What's going on, Kenny? Oh, fire chapter, by the way. So here's my thing, right? Jinwoo,
Yeah.
frozen. He has a whole hand in his chest. Beast Monarch has a hand in his chest. He's getting frozen at the same time. Now he is not a fully awakened monarch as of yet. But here's the thing, right? I can't remember if it's chapter 12 or 13 that he got the unknown skill that he ended up maxing out. But the unknown skill that he ended up maxing out is a thing that is going to quote unquote save him. What is that? Well, when you were reading that, when you were reacting to it, what did you think that was? Like, I didn't even. Is it a reincarnation type thing, or is it the Shadow Monarch? Awakening. Fully. Is it? a one up, a secondary life? Like, is it him going back into the past and starting over again? What in the
As
world?
far as for when they were saying restarting the world or whatever.
Yeah, does it restart? You want to restart the world or?
Yeah. Um that's what I was confused. Well, I won't say confused about. I was assuming like that he was going through the kind of I guess a kind of like matrixy or like almost like hypnosis-y type like trance thing almost.
Mm-hmm.
And like that message was like maybe like the only thing really like almost like different that was like, um kind of letting him know that it was an illusion. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Um but then I was also like, why are we not getting a panel where he's questioning what this is, or like where he's having that inner dialogue? Because what does the restarting the world mean? You know what I'm saying? Like you said, like, does that mean like where do you start from, or does like, and is that a question that you were getting asked on like a philosophical level? Like like almost like a do you want to get like quit or do you want to give up type shit? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I don't know.
Okay, after reading some of the chat, I mean, it's kind of hard to know, honestly. Like, okay, so some person said, like Devin said, that he got the unknown skill at chapter 110. I mean, could it be a continuous cycle of life and death? Like, it is the monarch of death. So, I mean, once you die, it could be a continuation of your life. I like this. The chapter threw me for a loop because I just didn't know. I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't really understand. Like, okay, the unknown skill. It seemed to give him extra life. Now, where he wanted to start that extra life, if he decided to, because it gave him the option a few times. Every time it showed a new memory of, or not new memory, or old memory of his past life, it said like, "Do you want to restart your life?" It's like, "Hey, do you want to restart here? Do you want to restart here?" Like,
Oh,
what?
go ahead.
Yeah. So
No, I was just
I was saying like it still has to be given options of, "Hey, do you want to
yeah, where you want to start
yeah,
from
what do
type
you want to
shit.
start from?" Like, just think of Jin Woo as like maybe before Jeju Island. Like, think of if he actually wanted to like resurrect the S rank hunters, the Japan S rank hunters. Like he resurrected a whole bunch of ants that were A ranked, B ranked, and then Baru happened to be the strongest. He was S ranked, but the strongest S ranked, shadow that he had. What if he just resurrected all the Japan S rank hunters that died? Like his army becomes, by the time he gets to the current situation he's in, he has a whole bunch of greeds, like literally like a whole bunch of like strong shadows at that point if he really wanted to go back and then do things over again.
I would at that point he also has the opportunity to kind of like he did go by himself.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to give him the opportunity to have more soldiers, and then on top of that, you'll have those same humans on your side, but you don't have to sacrifice their lives at that time. You at least they'll fight by your side as the humans they already were. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. He had the maximum skill. I could tell what I'm saying. Holly, thank you for being here because I could have swore he had the max unknown skill at chapter 12, like 11 to 12. So, hold on. Who said this? Gregory said that he had to die to be the monarch of shadows who has dominion over death. Okay. I'm trying to wrap my brain around it. Like, he has to die again to become the true Shadow Monarch. Matter of fact, this is like, unfortunately, my brain goes back to my old, faithful, the big three of Naruto once again, because like the Shadow Monarch is inside of Naruto, he's like, look, this reminds me of a Kurama type situation.
Right.
The overarching like power that's inside of him. I feel like he's just gonna use the power that's inside of him. Like the black heart. Is it metaphorical or is it physical?
It's definitely not metaphorical because now his. Well, first of all, we saw it in him.
Okay,
right?
yeah. Okay, this is the system now. Is it okay? The system and his actual body. Like, is there two hearts inside of him now? Like physically inside of him?
Well, I would say now it's one because the first one's dead, right? So this is what my
Okay.
next question is.
Okay.
My next question is where when he wakes up, is he Sung Jin Woo?
Oh,
Because
there was.
he's yeah, because well, depending upon how this exchange goes, I don't know if he's gonna maybe share with him or whatever. Maybe he has a certain, maybe he's taking a certain liking to Sung Jin Woo. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, I don't know. I
Okay.
think if he comes back to Shadow Monarch, how does he end the story? You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I watched like part of a video today, and I can't remember this guy's name on YouTube. I might have to go find it eventually, but he was saying that he felt like I keep having to go back to Naruto, but just to give a reference, like you know how Naruto fought Sasuke, Naruto fought Orochimaru, like he was still himself, but he was using Nine-Tails' power, and he kind of was out of control that situation.
Right.
So this guy kind of likened it to the a few times during these past battles, the Shadow Monarch was actually fighting the battles, and it wasn't Sung Jin Woo. And he kind of went that way because the dialogue, like I think it was last chapter, Jin Woo said something about a prophecy that was supposed to be fulfilled, and it's kind of sounded like Sung Jin Woo wasn't talking; it was somebody else talking. Because when I was reading it, I was like, "There's a prophecy supposed to be filled, and it's something like the pillars were supposed to fall,"
Hmm.
but and I was like, "What does that mean?" It's not something Sung Jin Woo would have said normally.
Now, Fun Gabe says something that I said like a while back, and
Mm.
not to this like extent, but I was asking him before if the Shadow Monarch basically he can't die because he just basically is made himself a shadow type shit. So he says,
Ooh, okay.
Fun Gabe says, let me say this because it's already happening. If you have the power to raise others from the dead to make them arguably more powerful, why would common sense not dictate you to use it on yourself at death? Which is, arguable depending upon the rules of the universe that we're talking
Mm.
about or whatever. Um, but
I mean, it.
again, the one who runs the dominion of death,
Mm.
can you die? You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
Like,
yeah, you're right. Like, it's literally the monarch of death, which I mean, if we want to translate to English terms, the king of death, right? And if you look at it, the king of death has somehow the system on his side to either resurrect him or find somebody who can take over or do a better job than he can. Like he literally hasn't died, and his consciousness is inside Sung Jin Woo now, as we've seen as of this chapter. Like Jin Woo recognized there was somebody looking down on him, and it was the Shadow Monarch. So he's not technically dead.
yeah, he's in transit.
Yeah, so I'm saying like, I mean that does make sense. I mean you got the Shadow Monarch who could transfer over and over again. I'm not sure if he can ever really die. I mean, that would make sense.
Well, and now what if, because they did say he's not the true Shadow Monarch
Mm-hmm.
yet. Now
Well,
what
Jin Woo
if
isn't. Yeah,
one of the final
exactly.
stipulations is dying himself? Like I think we've already kind of alluded to that, but like if dying himself makes him the Shadow Monarch, now that would mean either Sung Jin Woo would be walking around like a shadowy, deathy entity, or maybe he can just still use his vessel. I don't know. I may be getting too deep into it. Um, as far as like what happens to him from the going then on forward.
I don't
But if
know.
he,
I don't know where would the story go? Because as of right now, like I think Jinwoo was going to retain his consciousness
Mhm.
as who he is, but like when he dies, is he going to be able to use most of the Shadow Monarch's power that he had before he died, or the last time that he died? Is it going to be the Shadow Monarch that they know that the other monarchs fear?
Now here's what badass Nidog says. The Shadow Monarch is still a monarch, and monarchs can die. He has some powers of death, but he's not unkillable. Now, I would almost agree with it, but like from what we know, besides I guess the Dragon Monarch,
Mm-hmm.
these other monarchs hadn't experienced death before. From what the Parasite Monarch was saying, or like the whatever she was, she was like
Right,
kind of kind of took like a lust speech from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. They were kind of like, yo, so this must be what death is type shit.
right.
Um, for you to be even though you are, he's a monarch just like the other one. So like, yeah, they're killable. But again, if your specific trait is death, or your specific like thing is like you're the monarch of death, um, like clearly that's way more like deeper than parasitic shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's some metaphysical shit. Now, Sung Jin Woo had again 2 hearts, so almost like 2 lives.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that regardless, he was in a position to where like I think they have to like completely tear him apart for him to actually die in this situation.
That's what I'm thinking. But at the same time, they went through a shortened dialogue of whenever they go to a new world, they have to have a body that can house and contain their power. So the reason why the Dragon Monarch or the Monarch of Destruction hasn't showed up is because he doesn't have a vessel to house his power. So basically, what he's waiting on is enough magical energy for him to inhabit the world. But for some reason, the Shadow Monarch has found a vessel that can house his power. So therefore, he is
He
well.
didn't because he's leveling up.
Well, yeah, he's leveling up, but at the same time, he has a system.
Right, right. So I'm saying like
Right. Okay.
Sung Jin Woo can't like house his complete vessel. Like, yeah, I guess that's because you would argue that because you could say he's not a true monarch yet. So maybe this leveling is to get him to be able to
Yes.
house the full ability. But again, I guess like you said, how did they do that as far as like and why can't the destruction monarch pick somebody that can level up or make somebody level up or whatever?
It has this. I don't know what the system is. Like, see, the other monarchs know about the system in general, but it doesn't seem like they can access it because they talked about the administrator or the I call him admin administrator that Sung Jin Woo that he's going to fight, but they don't have access to it. And that's the weird thing. Like, where does this administrator come from? Where does this creator or whatever come from? Like, how come the Shadow Monarch can use it to come back into the world after he was killed? I'm assuming he was killed during that war where he was betrayed. So how come he can use it and the other monarchs can't? They
Right,
don't. They
and
don't
now
seem
like
to
you
know
said,
anything about dying.
he seems to also be the one giving those alerts during this vision or whatever, or
Right.
during this transit. So is he administrating this system, or is he running this system for? So I mean, at least for Central, because nobody else has a system. So it's not
Right.
like the other monarchs are depending on a system. Um, so maybe this is something that him and the architect struck up, or I don't know.
Hold on. Let me try. I don't know. In a rabbit hole that I can't answer any of these questions that I have. Again, no spoilers. The architect created a system. You guys should think what's the purpose of leveling system in a video game. That's what Trent was saying, was the fact that I mean, the point of leveling up in any video game is to, you know, get to a certain point. Even if there is a max that you're going to
Right.
get to, like you're going to level up. You're going to continue to progress. So that makes sense. It's similar to the Naruto where the body becomes weak and after. Okay, I remember. Okay, so if you want to talk about Naruto, which is when he after the Leaf Villages were destroyed by Pain and the Nine-Tailed Fox almost came into the world for real. Is the Shadow Monarch actually trying to take over his body? Like seriously? Now I would assume he remembers being betrayed, right?
Yeah, I don't think it's that. For some reason, at this point, like I said, I'm assuming he's taking a liking to Sung Jin-woo for some reason, or maybe he's dependent. Maybe it's more of a two-way system than we think, and he needs Sung Jin-woo just as much.
Right.
Um, but yeah, clearly they're about to have a conversation for some purpose, and I don't think this is going to be a scolding or like I'm going to kill you or I'm trying to take this. Maybe it is, and maybe something has that allowed outsmart him, but I don't know.
I mean, he seemed to coming into it with a little attitude, little smugness into the conversation, like, this is my body, like you're trying to inhabit it, like what do you want type situation. But like Holly said, like Holly said, and at the same time the webtoon said also the Dragon Monarch and the Shadow Monarch are probably the strongest when it comes to Jinwoo's having to level up to get to the peak of the Shadow Monarch, and the Dragon Monarch can't even enter the world because there's not a vessel strong enough to even inhabit it. I mean, here's my thing. We don't know exactly what's going to happen in the next couple chapters per se. Daddy Wu is still on the outskirts watching what's going on. Jinwoo is going through an afterlife experience as of right now, I guess. We have two monarchs that. Okay, question is, which one is stronger, the Beast Monarch or the Frost Monarch? If you had to just, the Insect Monarch or the Plague Monarch is dead, so we don't really worry about her.
Unfortunately, I'm gonna say Frost Monarch, even though I prefer the Beast Monarch. I can't even vouch. I don't know. Yeah. I'm gonna say that because I feel like maybe he's just more tactful. Maybe he's just more of the leader of the situation. But yeah, I'm gonna still lean towards the Frost Monarch.
I mean, have we seen the Beast Monarchs? We haven't seen his full awaken yet. We've seen his half. Like we've seen his wolf form in the past, and then we saw the Frost Monarch going to his Super Saiyan form, and all of a sudden he's overtaking Jinwoo.
Yeah, but even with the Beast Monarch's form, I still think that was basically his transformation, just kind of like sized for the battle, because he still transformed, um, and still got his arm snatched off. I don't think Sung Wu really had a problem keeping up with him. Um, the Frost Monarch, I think, was a lot more tactful. He also had weapons and shit, like I guess more like interchangeable weapons, at least that we saw. But yeah.
So it gives the quest. Okay. The Frost Monarch is bug, it's giant. Then hold on. What? I wish they would give a little more context on the monarchs and what they could do, what they couldn't do. I think it might have been just what am I thinking of? The not a class, but just like fire versus water, like earth versus air. It's just the like Jinwoo just happened to be the natural counter for a brawler. Like Thomas Andre is a brawler. The Beast Monarch is a brawler. So if you have an assassin stealth character who is somewhat, confident in his strength, I mean, he's just gonna win that fight. It is what it is. So I mean, like, and at the same time, if you have the Frost Monarch, who is mostly at the beginning as an AOE type fighter, like freezing all Jinwoo's shadows was light work for him. And then when he went to his second form, I mean, Jinwoo was kind of outclassed.
You talking about from the Frost Monarch?
Yeah, the Frost Monarch. Yeah,
I won't say he's outclassed.
I mean,
still think he could have took him.
You think Jinwoo could have took him solo?
Well, yeah, I think he was on the verge of taking him. He still could keep up. Like, yeah, he couldn't get a clean hit off, but he also wasn't getting clean hits knocked out on him. Not after they started like really going. Like he did get a popped a couple times, but he wasn't dealt any he wasn't getting dealt critical blows.
Okay, it's true, but he was still taking blows, and he was trying to find a critical hit for himself. But even when he did that, it didn't seem like he was it seemed like he was still within the Frost Monarch's, kill range, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, what up, Matt? Thanks for coming through.
All right, so I mean, look at theorize to death.
Yeah, go ahead.
What do you think? Just because my theory for this chapter was totally blown apart. What do you think's happening in the next?
Oh, I have no fucking idea.
Damn it.
It's gonna be a conversation.
I would say the same thing.
It's gotta I was on the same train that you were with it being Sung Jin Woo's dad,
right? Being
like the next or this part of today's chapter. So I don't think we're gonna see that for at least another 3 chapters at best. At best, maybe not even another. You know what? He may even think that may even know this is coming. You know what I'm saying? We still may not see him for a while. So I'm predicting a chapter. Go ahead.
No, I'm just. Yeah, you're right. I'm just thinking he's literally on the scene,
on the sidelines,
just watching, waiting for the prophecy to commence.
No, I said Hunter Sung Jin Woo still might, or this may all be happening in that split second, or maybe his dad has jumped in and is fending him on off in the between time, and maybe he's so Sung Jin Woo was in that glowing trance thing that he's been in before in the architects dungeon type shit, but yeah, I don't know, man. Like I said, he's sitting on the sideline. I don't think that's going to happen he's going to come out for real. I don't think he's going to come out for at least another 3 or 4 chapters. We'll probably get 1.5 to 2 chapters of flashback and explanation. And then go from there.
All right, Raymond, I see what you said in the last comment. I was just going to say no to that. If that happens, I don't even. I mean, if that happens, I give Soul Leveling 10 out of 10. If that's where they're gonna go.
Yo, Jinwoo's dad is the Dragon Monarch's vessel, nigga.
No.
I don't care. I'll take that.
No, I will not take that.
I'll take that.
I'll give
because here's the thing: he's got to be somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And maybe he didn't find his magical thing on Earth because the dude was already in the dungeon or whatever. Or he didn't find his vessel on Earth because dude was already in the dungeon. Or maybe, I don't know. I could be reaching. That'd be dope, though. I wouldn't say dope, but I would accept it.
I mean, okay, I would accept it. I would give it a 10 out of 10. I don't think it's going that way for the entire story. If they made his dad the final boss in general.
But I wouldn't call it the final boss. Because wouldn't you call the ruler still the final boss, or what?
I mean,
or actually no, because I guess the rulers are on our side, basically.
The rulers are technically if you take all empathy and emotion out of it. The rulers are like, okay, we're trying to win a war, and it doesn't matter who dies as long as good wins. That's what I would think the rulers are. So if you think of it this way, the war's been going on forever. The rulers started to pump magical energy into Earth, and then which ended up creating the hunters. But at the same time, you're opening up gates that end up killing people if you don't close them and kill the boss of said gate. So they're kind of like good because they're making you level up and they're giving you magical energy, but they're still killing off a lot of people at the same time. So, I mean, you take all the emotion out of it, rulers are good, but if you do anything else, then yeah, they're kind of assholes.
Where's Christian in the day?
He was. Hold on, he lives in Japan, so. Yeah, he's like, I think he's 14 or 13 hours ahead of us. So it's like either 12. Well, hold on.
My not complete without arguing with Christian in the comments.
So it's like it's either 1 or 12 my time PM. So he's probably picking up his kids from school or something like that. Yeah, he was in Discord earlier. He'll watch it later, and if it's something that we said wrong, he'll be like,
"I'm sure
Trent said this, and it was horribly wrong."
I love it.
All right, so like we said, no. Actually, I have no predictions for next chapter. This is one of the chapters I have no idea where it's going to go, and I'm happy about that. I don't know what's going to happen. I was pleasantly surprised by this one, but therefore I'm good. It's 10 out of 10 chapter. I think when I watched your reaction, you gave 10 out of 10 also.
Yeah, 100% best chapter of. I'll argue this is the best chapter of Solo Leveling.
Don't you dare do that right now.
I will say that. I literally was going to say that earlier. I don't know if it's recency bias, but I will legitimately say that this might be the best chapter of Solo Leveling. Like, as a whole, with all the story that we got, like, yes, there were hype moments or whatever, but this might be one of the, like, most anticipated, most delivered chapters.
I mean,
most keep you on your toes, most grow, most what the fuck moments. I don't think, like you said, I don't think this is like. I was confused throughout most of this whole chapter. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, what the fuck is happening?
I'll give you that much. Like knowing what I know now, I would give it the 10 out of 10 chapter, the best chapter in the entire series. But before we knew what we knew, and when it came to nation levels and Jinwoo versus hold on, what's that dude's name? I always call him Goga and He, but that's not it. It's the Japanese S rank hunter that we thought that was nation level.
Not the dude with the fade.
Not as the fade, long hair dude. He got one shot. He got off screen by Baru. Goto Ryuji.
What'd you say?
Goto Ryuji.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
homie, they got retired before they even landed.
Exactly. I mean, like that. Like, I loved that whole Japan versus Korea in the training room session, and then like Baru like washing everybody, all the Japan hunters. Like he was one shotting them, like cutting off their heads, and then he went to the Korean hunters and like was like ripping like dude with the afro apart. Like he literally ripped them apart and like
we need to do a top 5 chapter stream.
Ooh, top 5 chapter stream.
Yeah, we need to like get together. Everybody's like top 5, and kind of go over the moments and like why this should be top 5 chapter.
I love it. Actually, I'm not sure we're gonna do that. But if Solo ever goes on like a break, that's what we're doing next. That's
Yeah.
it.
Maybe we could do one on like a T-bait break, and then because we do T-bait every other week, so maybe
Right.
we could just do that on a T-bait Tuesday, and then do an updated one once the series is over.
What shows was it? General Commander.
Let me think of another top 5 chapter. Maybe Mom's Revival. Maybe Mom's Revival might be a top 5 chapter for
Oh,
me.
bro, I almost cried on stream, man. I did.
Yeah, bro,
Yeah,
that one
that was a
might be
good
up there for me.
chapter.
And honestly, the original, the first, I guess, can you put it as the first chapter? You almost kind of have to clump those
Yeah,
into a
like
couple.
first, second.
What'd you say?
When he got like literally stabbed by all those statues and came back to life.
Yeah, the whole statue thing, like that's a top 5 moment. Maybe not moments, maybe not chapters, but moments, I guess. I don't know. Because some stuff is stretched out over chapters.
Yes, it go to maybe SS Hunter or someone like Liu Zhang or Thomas Andre. Oh, actually, if you ever happen to just go back, like they did mention that there were other countries that could differentiate between, S rank hunter, double S, triple S. Like I wish they would have expounded upon that. I think they said Japan had the technology to tell between like the different classifications of S ranks, but they never went into it after. Like it was Gogun He who said it, the Korean Hunter Association president, of course, who said it, but they never went into it after that. Hey,
I'm just now reading Gregory.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I
Just
was
found
reading
out I
chat.
have an afro. That's hilarious. But also I'm pretty sure I guess Fun Gabe is a uh light novel reader, but because it's like the subtle hints, not necessarily spoilers,
Right,
but
right.
he's saying that's still good conversation. He's saying here's something for you guys to think about next week. Who was the Shadow Monarchs commander from the original army? That was his right hand against the Monarchs.
Oh my god. Hold on. Maybe if we go back and look at the flashback, we might see it. But Jin Woo was talking about rebuilding his army, and if you think about it, if you had the chance to know what you know now, but rebuild your army in the like the best like scenario, the best people that you could use that were already dying anyways. That's what I was saying. Like, so if you can go back to Jeju Island and get all the S ranks from Japan, they're S ranks already. Like, why would you not use them?
I think maybe he had Monarchs of the Past in his group.
I
Well,
don't.
I guess Sun Jin-woo couldn't have used,
Yeah,
couldn't.
he
Well,
couldn't
maybe
use the
that, I don't know if that
monarchs.
was of his power level or what.
Yeah, couldn't use monarchs per se. And there was something with some creatures he could, but he could use Kamish. So like, I don't know. Practically autobook. Oh, autobook listener. Hold on. What was your badass? What was your name before? Because I could have swore it was something different. Can't remember what it was though. You changed your name to something else. But anyways, I don't know. This is 10 out of 10 chapter.
Yeah, I'm not complaining at all. Badass, like everybody's
Solo
always
Warrior.
pretty
That's
great.
what it
Yeah, cool.
was. Okay, yeah. Okay, so I'm almost afraid to read next week's chapter because I don't want it to go down anymore.
Right.
Like you get a 10 out of 10 chapter and you almost like Daddy Wu got to jump in to save him. I don't know what the black or the monarch's heart's gonna do.
Me, unless the chapter is just ass and makes no sense, like even if it's just a like partial, this is what like a partial explanation,
Mm.
okay, and when we obviously we're gonna get the cliffhanger we always do. We're gonna get some type of cliffhanger. Um Yeah, I don't think you can dip for me. I think the next few chapters are going to be not like minimum 9 out of 10.
That's what I'm hoping for. Before we leave out of here, 10 out of 10 from both of us. Number one, what do you guys give the chapter? And Ari, do you think some of these chapters are rushed or no? Yes. I mean, from some of the past podcasts, some of the chapters are rushed or don't give out the information that the light novel did. But at the same time, we don't read the light novel, so we don't actually know.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. We really don't have much to compare it to until like we go back after, and I haven't even gotten I haven't looked at like a single light novel thing. So like
Yeah, so
um
we just don't know. But sometimes they feel rushed. Sometimes they feel like they're leaving some things out.
yeah, if I didn't know it was ending, I would be like, no, we good. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Because
right.
I just because I would think that like with there's so much stuff to do, like that we're going on for a little bit longer, but knowing that the story is wrapping up, um, then I could say, okay, yeah, it's what kind of rush because you can execute things so much longer. But then we be week to week like, oh, this shit dragging. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily dragging, but week to week we be like nothing really happened. You know?
Hold on. Trent gonna owe me that bowl when Vegeta gets that. Oh, so you had a bet with commit. I thought it was with badass. Oh,
Yeah, commit. We were last stream. We were like, "Who the fuck was that bet with?"
yikes.
um, but
Uh,
yeah, bro. No, yeah. Double checking, my man. Thanks.
wow. Okay, so if you're gonna say Daddy Wu, Goku here, Thomas Andre, that means you're saying Daddy Wu has the ruler's power. So
Eddie who
maybe
got some type of power, whether it's a monarch, whether it's a ruler, whether it's a freak of nature. I don't know. He got something.
I never light novel, or just webtoon. Some chapters look rushed. Okay, I mean that is what it is. Find out today on Reddit. Getting very close to the. Oh yeah, we're very close to the end. CJ has definitely said that multiple times. So I mean, soul leveling is getting close. Hopefully, they can extend it for a couple more months. I'm not sure what's gonna happen, but it is what it is.
Wait,
Long,
wait, 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 wait. I found out on Reddit that we are getting very close to the end, and there are going to be some epilogues. Wait, wait. Okay, so like, I know you just read that, but I had to read it myself.
yeah.
Um, like coming soon. Like, do you think we're? I thought we were at least going to get into like half of next year type shit, maybe.
I'm thinking end of this year, honestly.
Wow.
But at the same
R.I.P.
time, I mean, like they could extend it, but I don't know where they're gonna go. They don't have very many antagonists left. They have the monarchs, and they have the dragon. The end boss, the dragon monarch. Unless the rulers are gonna come in somewhat and do something or become enemies. I don't know where they're going with it. The novel is only 221 chapters. It was short. My guess the end of this year. Holly says it. Guessing end of this year.
That's my soul.
It is what it is. Let me tell you that if you ain't got on that orb trip or that T bait, I'm telling you, it's there. It's
And guys, in the comments, I don't know if we've asked this recently. What are some other webtoons that you guys are into, or like maybe some other content that you guys want to be basically the channel to start, I guess, really going at with or content direction wise, since solo leveling is going to be wrapping up soon, I guess you could say. I guess we will do the little side streams about solo leveling, still talk about best moments and best this or that or whatever the fuck, um but yeah.
I just saw Tower God and got out of high school, and I will begrudgingly.
let's make
Holly
that
said Orv.
let's make that climb.
Oh my god, I'm like 300 chapters behind, or like maybe not even that much, honestly. But damn it.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that. I'm way further than you, or way like further behind than you. And I know you're behind in general.
Oh no, Holly, look, I am currently reading Omniscient Reader. It's great. I will Lookism. I can't. It might be one of the greatest pieces of fiction ever, but Lookism, I keep trying to read it, and I'm like, man, I just can't do it. Second Life, a ranker. Got out of high school, was on a
with
3
webtoons,
month
there's just so
break.
many Second Life. I ran it back. I remixed the I remixed
Yes,
it.
a whole bunch of those. What are your thoughts on Weak Hero? I haven't read Weak Hero, honestly.
Now there is a webtoon that JC was reading that was by the author of one of course of the greatest webtoon that I've ever read. So I'm gonna check that out. I'm gonna probably record a reaction of those because I see him record some reactions to that. But I don't know if that'd be worth it. A week to week
Legend
thing.
of the North Blade, a Northern Blade. There's so many. I might get back into Lookism, maybe. That's a maybe. JD's on like, I feel like he's on 300 or something. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna try. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I got for you guys. I'm gonna try. Got out of high school. What is that? Tower of God. Lookism. What is that? I Will Die Soon or something like that.
Let's go. I Will Die Soon. Let's go.
What's going on, Seraph? I saw your name earlier, and I might have said what's going on, Seraph, earlier.
Yeah, what up, bro? Medical Return. Goat.
What about How to Fight Webtoon? I don't know.
I've seen that.
See, I don't know. I'm definitely a manga person until somebody says something different.
I would say I don't know. I'd say I'm almost more
Medical
adept to
Return.
read a
No,
webtoon
Seraph.
now. But
Seraph, have you even
I
read
mean,
Medical Return yet?
what'd you say?
Seraph said Medical Return. I was like,
Medical, yeah, Medical Return, baby. Are you on it? Come on, bro.
no,
Only
I
real
haven't. I
niggas
haven't
read
read the
Medical
first
Return.
chapter.
Hey, let me tell you like this: if you read Medical Return, man, you automatically a mod on my channel. You're automatically registered in any giveaway I do in the future. You know what I'm saying? If you read Medical Return and I
It
Will Die
can't be
Soon,
that good.
you VIP status. You know.
Need a grind. I know. Gosu, Jungle. I'm reading Jungle Juice. Jungle Juice is on the channel. I just haven't like got to the point where I'm on chapter 4. It's great. Jungle Juice is great. Orb is great. I Will Die Soon, Medical Return. I haven't gotten there yet. You know what I'm saying? But I'll get there.
You fell off in a second.
Will you buy me a Chipotle bowl?
Will you
That's
buy
true.
me a triple label if you read which one? If you
Oh,
read it
that's
in its entirety, bro, I fuck around and do that.
hey, Chipotle's great. All right, guys.
But if hey,
What?
but if I do that, if I buy you a Chipotle bowl, it's gonna have to be Medical Return. Nah, hey, wait, you gotta read I Will Die Soon. It's more impactful. Unless you already have. I want to make sure if you read something, it's gonna.
You said
I want
Medical
it to hit your
Return in
soul.
the chat.
Yeah, get on that. But the bowl's got to be.
He said he finished it in a day.
The bowl's got to be.
You hungry,
buy
bro?
ingredients and you got to go home, put some ketchup on it, and let me know how you like it.
I don't know why you ruined food with ketchup. Try Second Life. You'll get Soul Living. Jesus, there's too much to read. I'll try. I will try all these eventually. All right, guys. Oof, what time is it? Hold on, look at my.
Yeah, we watched Invincible. We might do some Invincible season 2 content. We gonna turn up, man.
I haven't even finished it. Like I just like Twitter basically ruined a couple of scenes for me, and I was just like, no.
Oh, it was decent. I mean, it was a lot, like gore and what's it called? Wise, like I'm like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I don't like it. Like I do like when they make sure like some content is like for a mature audience, I guess. But sometimes it's just like, okay, this is like gore porn. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? It's like
pretty much. Record of
These niggas'
Ragnarok.
eyeballs and shit just popping out and like, okay.
Yes, 100%. That is definitely happening. Record of Ragnarok on Netflix is it's passable in some instances. I wouldn't watch it. I wouldn't recommend it for nobody. If you want to watch something on Netflix, watch Death Note or something.
Tokyo Revengers, bro.
I haven't finished. I'm on like episode 4 or 5. I forgetting it's even out there.
I'm one episode behind, and I'll tell you what, because I was just watching episode 16 before.
I'm tired of my nigga
15
getting
or
beat
16.
up, dog. I just can't.
And that motherfucker was hard, bro.
I can't watch him get beat up no more.
What'd you say?
When he got beat up in it wasn't a schoolyard. It might have been a park, and everybody was just watching.
Bro, he stay getting beat up.
Oof.
He stay getting juiced, bro. Oof. Episode like 12, and you can be like, oh my gosh.
Jesus. Oh my God.
Yeah, bro. But he also be making moves. He catches small wins. Yo, it's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back.
Hold on. Spoilers. Yeah, what is it? Tokyo Adventure.
Like, bet my life on this.
My dude jumps off that building, bro.
Bro, now let me tell you like this, bro. I gotta tell you this part. I ain't even gonna this is kind of a spoiler, not for real. Damn near every time dude changes something.
Yep.
The same dude he does something different.
Exactly.
He keeps doing something wild. Like, it's like, okay, bro, you ain't like this nigga. You gotta cut this nigga off. Like, go back in time and just stop fucking with him.
Yes. Yeah, pretty much. Yep.
Yeah. Because it's over for this guy.
Yep. My emotions, I can't handle it. Knots got me on.
Yeah, and Gregory, I can't say it's that. Like, I'm not gonna say it's 10 out of 10, but in a season that we have now, that it's like nothing out, it's that and To Your Eternity, in my opinion, is like some of the best newer stuff.
To Your Eternity, like I watched the first episode and I almost cried. Second episode, I feel like I was on the verge, and I was like, "No, you know what? My sanity can't." My dude was walking around like, why can he not heal himself? Like, heal your stupid leg and quit dying from the infection.
Oh well, yeah,
bro.
but he gets hit, bro.
Oh
my
God.
Other shit does happen, and like you said, I got to about like episode 5 or 6. That's like the first break I needed, and I was like, yo, like I just paused it mid episode. I was like, yeah, I can't, because I might fuck around and cry.
Exactly. Nope, can't do it. That's just nope. I'm not trying to go
Does it hit as
that.
hard as B-Stars? I can't say B-Stars hit like that. Like, B-Star was okay. It was interesting. I mean, I guess, but B-Stars was wild. That's not my lane. That's borderline for me. You know, that's
I love B-Stars. I haven't got second season yet.
That's on the same like that's on that like family of quintessential quintuplets type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
don't do that.
That's in that realm. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just not my style. But it was okay. I did watch the whole thing.
ReZero. Oh, ReZero. Hold on. Season ReZero is a It is a kind of, it's difficult. Like, if you don't watch ReZero from the beginning to, you gotta continuously watch that. You can't go for season to season. I forgot half the stuff that happened in ReZero, but it is very emotional. It is very, it's kind of hard to watch. Like, my boy cries like in every episode. It's not something you want to watch if you haven't. I wouldn't take anybody who's new to anime and watch that. Let's put it that way.
Ooh, wait. I mean, what anime?
ReZero.
Oh yeah, I never really watched.
It's good, but you have to be invested in ReZero to actually like it. Also, I don't care for ReZero. So yeah, exactly. Black Clover. No.
Fuck Black Clover.
No. Black Clover is the.
I'm just hating for real. I haven't.
No.
Like, I
Black Clover is
the.
Episodes. I've read the manga. Black Clover is the middle of the road shonen. That if you want to just watch some shonen ass shonen and stuff, like Black Clover, cool. You'll understand what's going on. There are power ups. The main character, does things that and wins fights the way that you expect him to. Teamwork, friendship, getting a power up out of nowhere. Black Clover is like the shonen of shonen. You ain't missing nothing. You love Black Clover? No, sir. I'm done. I'm done with you. Solo Warrior, I'm done with you right now. Black Clover is cool. My Hero is doing great. All right, guys. Ooh, this is a lot. Gotta work in the morning. Useful. I'm like Sakura. Don't bring up Sakura for Naruto. Don't do that. My thing is everything you're saying is true. It makes it work. Cool. All right. For me and Trent Money, hopefully everybody can be back next chapter. JD hopefully gets his computer fixed.
And we ain't seen JD in like a month. Shout out to my nigga though.
Yeah, he's going through some things right now. Best with the computer. We will see you guys next time. Don't forget to check out the channels. I don't know if mine's even in here. I have to figure it out eventually. Hopefully everybody else is in here. Check out everybody else's channel. We will see you guys next week. Cause I'm going to bed.
Subscribe.
Like, comment, subscribe. As always. Peace.
Peace.